All right, let's get into this. Spirituality, tarot readings, energy, spiritualists. Myself, I didn't start anything until, again, I don't start something until I'm guided to. Getting pool sticks, from buying equipment to pretty much a lot of things. Now, the spiritual game. I'll say the spiritual game because that's what it is. A lot of people don't understand it. Sierra, she's speaking on some things. I know when people don't understand guides, ancestors. I know when my guides are working with their guides, when we're working together. It's hard to explain, but it's not because first of all, we shouldn't have to explain something that spiritualists should know, but people that don't know, that's how they're in the energy, and that's what this is about, energy. And she was saying some things that was funny. Plus, my right ear just had started ringing, so I needed to get up and just start recording because I have a lot of messages that have not gone out that I'm just recording. 126. You could be seeing 26, or you could be seeing your birthdays. Again, January could be significant. She was explaining some things that that's funny to me, but it's not funny because a lot of people don't understand this journey. Tarot, it's real. People don't want to believe it, and that's where they need to understand, and they don't have to understand anything. One thing is, it's not about making you believe anything. 202 that I just passed up. My thing was when I started was taking non-believers, turning them into believers, taking believers and turning them into ultimate believers. Okay, I had to do a lot of things in order to get them out of my phones, get them out of my accounts. Les Brown, matter of fact, hacked into my, well, didn't hack into my shit, but stole some money from my accounts. Okay, let's just say that. Um, Again, PayPal mafia. They're doing, again, when we work with the ancestors, God is real. She's talking about energy. See, a lot of things where I feel, and I felt, and they're saying don't feel that way anymore. I wouldn't put comments, and I wouldn't. When I say felt guilty, is because I didn't want to leave comments on people's pages. Let me upload. No. I didn't want to put comments or anything because that was allowing them to know who's real. There's thousands of readers out here. I don't listen to a smidget of readers. The readers I listen to is my tribe. I can't put all the secrets and everything that it is out there, but believe when I tell you, the energy is real. As far as me being a reader, no, I'm an oracle, but I'm not even that. I'm a prophet. I'm a healer. I work with energy. I've been doing this years already. So I knew a lot of things before a lot of people do. Again, these things that people were talking about were talked about years ago before it came to Diddy and everything that was happening. Everybody's going to be paying for what they do. What's happening. People think they're getting off. They're not getting off of nothing. One way or another, DNA activation. What is that? That means their DNA is activating to the good or the bad. Our gifts are enhancing. People don't think that spell work is real. It is, but when you're with the Lord, it's again, it can affect you. Right now, I know what part of the readings are for me and what's going where it's at because she was talking about a blender earlier. I had said about a blender at the end of one of the videos, but what she was saying, and I'm gonna put it on here in a minute. But hacking the accounts, things like that, is real. That's what this has been about from the very beginning. like I said, I started my first channel back in 20, I think 2019. Um, and
about me so y'all can see like my lifestyle. That's why I was like, I'm gonna just do away with the screen
gonna,
because they're always altering
she's,
something.
uh,
But this person is doing this here. So they were giving you their life, okay? And I use
one thing people, and she's explaining some things. One thing people need to understand is energy is real. We're all energy. We're all connected. People don't want to believe it. That's how we're able to channel. I channel like, if you get in my energy, I'm going to channel. I'm going to channel you because your energy, your Akashic records are open to me. I see things people don't see. One thing, my energy is cloaked. They cannot read my energy. That's it. I've been knowing this from day one. I didn't realize how critical and crucial this was. But it's very, what's happening is prophets being, we're we're all one and we're all equal. We're energy, masculine and feminine. I came in this journey. Well, when I started my channel, I was, let's say, healed, but things we had to work on. Again, did a lot of work before I started my channel. You don't just start a channel and, well, I was putting out energy. So it's different. And then when people are, again, people, it's, who's in your energy? Nobody's in my energy. The reason why nobody's in my energy is because I know who's in my energy. I don't want to allow people to be around me. If I go out, I take spiritual bath. I just took a spiritual bath. This is not a joke. People are getting exposed. Psychics, mediums, prophets, this real. People don't want to believe it, and when they've been energy harvesting for a long time. I'm gonna have to say Meta because they run Facebook. There's so many pieces of the puzzle that are here. Well, you have people that are hackers, that they pay to hack our accounts, to hack our phone, to hack into our systems. When they realize who's real, that's why I didn't ever want to leave comments, because that's where I felt bad, because if I did, that means that you're real. That means that you have gifts. And I felt responsible because I was letting them know who is real. This is not a joke. We have gifts. They're confirmation. We're out here with people who have, just like your God-given gifts. People with voices, rappers, doctors, teachers. You're all earth angels. You just don't realize it. They didn't want you to understand who you are. But this stuff is real. Them hacking into the devices and taking over things. It takes a lot of money to do what they're doing. The thing is, they're losing so much money. They can't stop what is not stoppable. The thing is that when they say tapped in, man, people have no idea how people are. Well, I'll say this: my tribe is so tapped in. We're here, but we're not of this world. People don't want to realize it. Past life are open. Akashic records. That's how I'm able to channel for people in the street oracle. I channel for people in the streets. Again, people don't want to believe it. That's fine. One thing is, we're not here to prove nothing to no one. My gifts are our gifts, because there's a lot of us. This is not about me. This is about one as whole. It is about the traders that are selling our information and everything, but listen to what she's getting ready to speak on.
Here's an example, okay? So they were stealing from you on a spiritual level, okay? Let me see where this line up. They were doing rituals to destiny swap with you, to steal your confidence, your self-love, because they did not have it, okay?
All they did was allow me to become who I am, but
okay?
thank you.
They lost it, okay?
I'm not a
they lost
tarot
it because
reader.
they were stealing from your confidence, your self-love, your self-care, how you pamper yourself. Me, This is what I used to do with my whole family. I go out by my, I go get my hair done. I go out by myself. Son, I go hiking. I play golf. I do everything by myself. And I used to try to get my mom and my sister them in that energy because they be scary. And I'm like, don't be scared. This is how I said fear is the I tell them how not to trap yourself in fear. I used to tell them don't watch news too much because you get yourself in that energy where you don't want to do nothing here. You hear about robbery, so you be scared, so you be enclosed. You don't go outside. I'm the bravest one in my family, son. I go out in the middle of the night. I don't care what time it is. Not to no club, but if I gotta step outside, I'm gonna do it. You know,
We don't
my
club
family,
for what
they're
we
not
know how
that
much
type of
energy is
person.
out there. We
But
know
I
how
saw
sacred
things
our
try to
energy is,
change
but
in my life, and I could see that I was picking up habits from my family, like my mom. I never been a cigarette smoker like that. I started smoking a lot, chain smoking, because my mom a chain smoker, and I noticed that she stopped smoking. I noticed that my sister stopped being outside hoe, but an inside hoe ass bitch, like she's always been. Curtis ain't never changed. She's still a whole habitual liar. Okay, I don't even know those words go together. But I'm just saying, in my life, this is how I noticed that someone was doing a destiny swap. A lot of readers that be like, "Oh, you just figured out your life." No, I got readings for days. I read this a year straight when my life was going
years
down
ago,
here, sitting
not
right with my new boyfriend Curtis at that time. And I'm like, why would somebody try to rob me? Why would someone think I got like money like this? I'm like, I make bank, but I ain't got that much money, right? I would read it with him. I would read it and tell him like, man, shit, I got money, but I don't have like the money that someone was trying to kidnap me and my daughter. I read this for a year straight with my ex.
This is the crazy thing, is collective energy. What side of the bridge are you on? What side of the tracks are you on? That's the thing people don't understand. This is about the Lord, about the angels and ancestors. It's about being able to see certain things. That's why healing broken hearts is where I started from. Because if I'm able to see, if again, clairvoyance, clear audience, clear cognition, who knows what these things are? We don't until we come here, until we find our tribe and they start explaining it. Okay, all right. One thing I was able to do is see heavy energy around my tribe. That's how I knew who was here to help me and who I'm here to work with. Now, it goes back to Mary, high priestess. You don't want to jump to conclusions. And again, I'll say one thing: if you're trying to enhance your gifts, because our gifts are enhancing, they're all around the board. The first thing that pops up is what you say. That's it. I've been on this journey already, and I've been channeling mediumship already 3.5, 4 years. And when I say I had to tell my guides, you need to be very specific on what you're asking of me, because I cannot look like a fool when I'm out here. And it took a minute, or it took a minute or two. You don't hit every. The ones you don't hit is because they're not open to it. Okay. But I tell you like this: am I on the money? Yeah, I'm on the money every time. It takes me a second because when you're reading with somebody there, it's simple. Not a lot of people expect when you come down. I just sat with a young lady, and I know when they're bringing me certain places what is happening. Okay. Very specific. I said, and I asked them now, you know what a medium is? You know what that's about? They're like, yeah. And then when I start bringing it up, I'll start bringing up their ancestor, well, grandmother, somebody's grandmother. They're like, well, all my grandmother's here. I said, well, maybe great grandmother. I said, because who I'm picking up now is very specific. I said, you started touching me now. She was doing an exam. She started touching me. I said, it came very clear. It was an old lady, white old lady with curly blonde hair that had like curls. She was an older lady. And she sat there and she's like, oh, wow, that's my grandmother. She goes, I took care of her past years. She said, matter of fact, I picked this job because her house was right here, and I had, asked my job so I could go back and forth. I said, well, that's who it is. That's what I'm talking about. What is it about the roses? And she goes, well, the roses, because My dad would get roses and she wouldn't like the roses because the cats would knock them down. See how simple this is? Because you cannot be scared of what you do. I am a psychic medium. I'm very tapped in. Now, what I'm doing my research, my tribe's telling me what I need to know. They're bringing the energy from the ancestors, what I need to know. That's why she brought the blender, but it was very specific that I'm picking up, that I'm this reading is only 2 hours old. Again, I watch it on the TV now. I don't go into I'm not really on my phone anymore. I don't even carry my phones with me for certain reasons, due to certain things. I'll get into that later, but you should detox from your phone. A lot of people don't. They have their phones with them and boom, boom. I see all the time they're on their phones, but
and he used to get scared. He used to get up and sit on another chair, or he would straight leave my house. And I'd be like, why would you leave?
People can't
I'm not
handle
blaming you, because my family used to say it would be him, right? And I would never do that, because I would never want to sleep with the enemy, right? You can go check my videos. My words will never change. I would never say I'm going to sleep with the enemy, right? So I never used to blame my ex, but my sister Tequila, my mama, Darlene, my brothers, everybody was blaming him. And I'm like, I'm never going to put that in my energy to say I'm sleeping with the person that's trying to take me out.
You don't ever want to. You don't ever want to.
That I read it for a year straight till I lost my big ass house, my house, that someone kept trying to rob me for a large amount of money, kidnap me and my daughter. It went from me revealing 3 people, then I end up finding a 4th person. And they come to find out, dude, like all of this is the same people, you know? It's so crazy how life will give you clues, and then people will try to take what you know already.
And this is the part where a lot of people don't understand. When I'm able to see the energy, and that was the part that has been from day one with me. I said about the tarot movie a long time ago. They've taken ideas. It's not about that. You got to forgive. It's about forgiveness. This healing journey, this is a healing journey. You have to understand childhood wounds, all these things. And that's what the teachers are here. They're here teaching us as far as what we need to understand, what we need to know. I know what I need to know. What it is now, putting all the pieces and putting the evidence together. Okay? But what it is, since day one, and I've said it, showing your ancestors who I'm channeling to you. So you know who I'm speaking about. Taking that loved one and showing you them. That's why it was big doing like Zoom calls. See, it took me a minute. Now, like I said, my gifts, they enhance and enhance and enhance. I can see things, and I'm not going to say a lot of things I can see, because it's not for people to really understand. And it's not to understand. It's not for them to know. Just know that spirituality is real. Our gifts are real. And if you don't want to believe it, that's your problem, not our problem. And that's being with respect. I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way. I'm trying to be, cordial. But when my ears started ringing, I knew I had to get up, and that, again, these videos are different. Ryan telling the truth. I mean, I'm not worried about all those things that they took from me. This is about now hacking into the devices, the back door to the internet. See, I had to do a lot of research before I could even sound halfway intelligent. Especially when you're a spiritualist. Well, people don't. They're like, wow, that's no more than believe in God. God is real. But she's saying something here. What I had to do. That's why I know who my tribe is. I know what they're doing to hack the channels. See, my ear's starting to ring again. Again, low pitch, high pitch. I know where certain things are at. This is the thing. When you're tapped in, unless you do something, again, your gifts can be taken. The practitioners that they paid for, believe me, these people that are on these channels, that run the media, they know about this. They may not, just like Elon. he's having these channels. He's all of a sudden as a spiritualist. If that was in the public, do you really think they would take him seriously? Even though the dude is delusional, but I'm not gonna go into that. I'm not gonna. There's certain things people have to understand. This is about working on things that. But.
And alter it and try to make you feel, to make it seem like you're like, cause they try to make me seem dumb or some shit. Like everybody was running around talking about I'm losing my mind and stuff. The whole time, everything that I was speaking was actually facts. Cause to this day, everything that I read about has played out in my life to the T. And what I read, and that was 4 years ago.
You got to know your timeline. Again, I go to any part of my timeline, any reading, I know exactly what's going on in my life at that moment in time. See, I'm different from a lot of people. I came in seeing the ancestors. I'm like, what is this? What am I really seeing? And it all started just from, again, something that brings you to this part of your life is something that, again, a death or a divorce or something that's acting out in your life that takes you to this moment in time that brings you to this part. I never knew about readings. I never did. I'm a late bloomer as far as this part. But when I came into readings, shit, I was like, what the? How are they telling me my... Remember, they're just reading energy. That's what people don't understand. We're not reading you. We're reading your energy. And if you're a person that is low down, dirty, if you're a backstabber, if you're just about money, you come out. You're a thief. You're a thief. Birds flock together. They stick together. Rich want to stay rich. They think that money is... No. Money is energy. A lot of people don't understand this. So when you start to talk like this and you start talking about reincarnation, well, they don't want to hear about it. They want to think you're demonic. What are these cards? These cards are from our ancestors. But it's very hard for people to understand this. A lot of spiritualists go through this. When they know the real, that's when they take their channel because they don't want their messages coming out. I seen what they were doing to me myself, and that's what this has been about, me fighting for my freedom. And when I said let me go, no, not let me go, I'm already free. But I seen how they hack into 2244, how they employ hackers. It's coming out, and it's all coming to light. Done in the dark comes light. We're talking about full moon in Libra. A lot of people don't understand the Akashic records. They don't understand the birth chart. They had my birth chart from when they first got into my hack my shit in the very beginning. Excuse my French. With TikTok, that was China. Again, all these things. There's so many things. It's too much to put in one video. It's too much to put in 20 videos, 30 videos.
I read it. My daughter is 4. Okay, I read it from the time when I started dating Curtis. I lost everything in 7 months. I've been set up several times around him. He's even tried to get me got with some people that he know by stealing my money. Like if I pay his person for a truck or something, like Rosa and the dude in Virginia.
They think we don't know. They think that we don't understand.
And I'm like, how are you supposed to be my dude? You're trying to run a scam on me. But I knew,
they can't run a scam.
and a lot of people always say that you
crazy.
just find out. No, I knew. But when I had nothing, I had to be quiet and go with the flow. But best believe I was drizzling breadcrumbs all across Decatur. Exactly. So I made it here. And all I went to evidence, I went everywhere, and I was drizzling like this.
Now even the feds, even the feds, when you start going, yeah, I went to FBI. It's like they're gonna believe. Oh yeah, really? Then they look at you like you're the way you're saying it, because it's so hard to explain it. It's so hard to explain it, and then they're like, well, are you on medication? No, I'm not on medication. I'm over here trying to tell you that they take in my account. They don't want, they used to, they don't want me to communicate with people. They don't want my messages out. Well, of course they don't want our messages out. Yes, they don't want me communicating with people. Because if I do, then their secrets are going to get out. Hello? People are, if it doesn't affect their world, then it really doesn't bother them. That's why it's so important. It's the children. It's always been about the children. The thing is that they didn't realize they were in the energy.
To everyone, because when my moment comes and I'm still on my day, if it take me 5 more years to get my truth out, son, I swear on my soul, that evidence gonna look real good. That everybody that doubted me, son, you're gonna see, because everything that I read has played out to the T up until this moment. Okay. All right, so this person was stealing from you, okay? Committed to it at that, okay? They were committed to
listen to what you're gonna say here in a minute.
Okay? Stealing from you, okay? Making sure that you took a loss, all right? And now that person is sick over some sort of judgment or decision that's being made.
It's nothing. People don't understand. The Lord provides everything.
So they're stressed out that you're about to get this blessing here. Fired up that you're gonna get this blessing.
Fire sign. Who's a fire sign?
And they're
Mark.
Going to confinement. Okay?
He's a fire sign, right? He's a Leo.
Message of concern. Yeah, they got that message of concern. They going to confinement.
Yeah, Diddy's a Scorpio.
Woman.
Yeah.
She going to confinement for confining you.
And I think what's the name? Cancer. Yeah, I started looking up things.
Something from you that they now have to quit, right?
Then you put everything together. Boom, boom, boom. They can't hide in the energy. But
someone has been enlightened that maybe this
26.
Someone was enlightened that you might be in isolation or some sort of captivity.
Isolation.
Okay. That's what I heard is like someone got word that you're in this energy. Okay. Maybe they're watching you. I had to find a way out. Y'all would have never known me.
Listen to what you're saying.
If I did not disable every certificate in my phone, y'all, to get online. I could not get on no websites, y'all, or nothing. I couldn't look at YouTube. I couldn't do nothing. So I broke in the damn phone and broke.
I want you to hear what she's getting ready to say. This is how the hackers, how they did it and how they're doing it. This is not a joke. She's talking about disabling certificates in our phones. That's why this goes further than just Meta X. Google. Listen to what she's getting ready to say. Because that's what I had to do. Do you really think when my ancestors are here, the energy's here already? Listen to what she's saying now. She's talking about Facebook. Facebook is the back door. I've been saying it. Now that they're having these hearings, people are scared. They're not going to say it. What they don't understand is how they're ruining their bloodline. How they're, again, she's saying locked up. No, spiritually people are locked up already. As above, so below. We can't do this. Do you think we can just tap in and we can just say this is who we are? No. You got to go through things. But you got to be with the Lord. Listen to what she's saying now. Listen, please.
I got word that you're in this energy, okay? Maybe they're watching you. I had to find a way out. Y'all would have never known me if I did not disable every certificate in my phone, y'all, to get online. I could not get on no websites, y'all, or nothing. I couldn't look at YouTube. I couldn't do nothing. So I broke in the damn phone and broke all those, like, the security things and all, like, I did, like, some shit in my phone, and I was able to get on YouTube.
Did you hear what she just said? The certificates. I couldn't get it. It goes to the phone companies. They're sending, and I have all the evidence. So that's where evidence is very key. Evidence is key. It's bigger than anybody can believe. It's almost like you're like, wow, is this really true? Yes, it's a truth. That's why if people, they're like, what? That's why movies are going to be made, because it's so unreal that it's real. You're not able to access the internet. They throw all your codes for your Google accounts so that they can have access to everything, so that you can. That's why I had to do a lot of research. That's the Virgo in me. I'm close to. They want to say, yeah, I'm right there, 926. Virgo is, and when I put my nose to the ground and I start getting all the evidence, that's when they got in the accounts. But listen to what she's saying. I don't know how many people have had to do this, but that's why I had to start recording now, because when I heard it, and then about the blender, but it's exactly what she's saying. Yeah. They they send code, they send things through the phone company, through our phones. The hackers, they get in there, all the evidence is up. It's not a, what she's saying isn't unreal. Isn't is not the truth. It's the truth. What I'm saying is the truth. The video is already there. You just have to look at it. That's why I just put it up, and then you describe it afterwards. But it's so funny what she's saying, because I know when our ancestors, our guides are working together, I know already the energy is not hard to read. Are you an energy reader? Do you work with energy? Fakes and fraud. I already said this in the very beginning. Who had to go? People didn't want to believe it, and they want to whatever. That's why they took my shit. It took a long time. That's why I had to say you gotta have gratitude. But listen to what she's saying. Listen.
And this is now y'all get to see my presence. Because if I did not, you would not be able to see me, hear me, or my daughter. I would be non-existent. I was missing on Facebook, and then I was dead on Facebook. Okay. And now I'm actively on Facebook, not every day, but I actively am on that. Whether I'm multi-streaming, because they had me dead on Facebook. They had me missing in a whole mom's group talking about my sister was missing.
That's why it's
coming out in the reach. Every day, I know how the fuck I'm missing. This my picture on the page. I'm hosting the page. Then it said I was dead, but immediately, as soon as I hit my sisters up and told them, it disappeared. Cause my sister was like, "Why you didn't show me, son?" It disappeared. It disappeared. They switched the pictures up and everything, and took down the post. But you know, I did my thorough investigation of the whole channel to see what's going on, and it's like some gay girls here that do some sort of like, I don't know y'all, but y'all know I'm gonna always keep you in the loop of what's going on. They was doing something with children. Like they be getting like gay people to like have children. I'm not being funny or nothing.
I can't.
They were like came doing across something here like artificial insemination or getting kids adopted. They were it was like some weird ass shit, okay, y'all? But that's what I found out about my life, okay? And so I'm glad that I'm able, and I'm always grateful that I'm able out here to be able to speak 555. Okay, so big happy changes are coming. I'm happy. Okay, but this woman here is now about to be slowed down because someone. Okay, they keep lighting this card up. Something about someone might be already locked up. It might be a woman.
Spiritually locked up.
They keep highlighting.
They don't understand it.
I don't know what that is. That's the first.
She was describing a lot of
things. The first time I put that card
we
down,
see energy.
But they highlight in like this lock thing.
I see energy.
Maybe you are like you gotta be like in confinement. Let me see. Whoever you are, and it's about to be coming out on a distant horizon. So either you're about to find out on a distant horizon like how much you were like in captivity by an older woman, because this person is gonna be like the root cause of this here. Yeah, they were stealing from you and keeping you like. I heard hostage, but it's so weird ass energy, okay? But this person is going to jail. Let me stop with this perseverance card, okay? Give me this perseverance with this, giving this bully energy all the way over to the mature woman.
Because she said something that is hilarious when she said it. I was like,
so a mature woman did get some sort of message, okay? This person was breadcrumbing you. This mature woman was breadcrumbing you.
I don't know when these messages are going to go out, because they're going to go out
so they were
simultaneously almost.
Putting you in poverty. Okay, so with the bullying, they was making sure you stayed in poverty, not so you wouldn't get this check here. And they're keeping an eye on you by stalking your profile. So they did not want you to get this sudden wealth. And they made a vow, okay, a promise to keep you in poverty, okay, while bullying you and trapping you, okay, all right, stealing you. So the trap is them so they trapped you in wherever you are, okay, whoever this is. They trapped you wherever you are. They tricked you. So, like, how I got this place. I felt like I was tricked into this place, but I had no choice. I was never going to let my daughter sleep outside. But someone tricked you and trapped you where you are into this captive energy. This is why it looks like you are not isolated. Because You paid the landlord. You paid the realtor. Okay, you moved in like a regular person moves in. But the fact is, it's not regular. It's a like controlled environment. Okay.
Give it everything
they
to him.
Tricked you.
Let go and
they vowed to keep you in this energy. Why? Because they had this money here enough to do this, to put you in that energy. Okay. So they tricked you and trapped you, because this is what this is, made you a victim, bullying you, embarrassing you, gossiping behind your back, while stealing some sort of gift, advancement, opportunity, money. It was risky, is what they're saying. Like, the move was risky. It was risky to steal this gift from you, but they did it anyway. And now they're frustrated.
They didn't realize who I was.
It's a lot more in this energy.
They didn't realize who I was. They didn't realize I was
spiritual. Y'all know I didn't have
this
overall energy check to be this
that I was this tapped in. People don't realize how tapped in I am.
You. And so they were breadcrumbing you with your own gift. Okay, I've been telling y'all for a while. If you have someone in your energy doing something for you or giving you just a teeny bit, some of y'all, like me, some of us, that person is giving you your own money. They're breadcrumbing you with your own money. Okay, because they really don't want to help you, but they got to give you a little bit to blend something. I don't know what they're talking about with the blend energy, because I'm seeing the blender in this deck. So they got to give you like a little... Okay, I'm going to stop there with mad respect, because the blender, like I said, they were saying the blender trap, what was it on the intern? Nobody could get it. Let it go. Yeah, you're that little. You just go to the side. And they said jump, but you got to go to the side. You reach up and it. If you're ever trapped and you're that little, you know, hey. For them to use Instagram, it's big. And for them to, again, when you're... Yeah, I sent them my platforms. So the person that was 3707 that they used as a they used her platform, and they used her was Bonnie Travis. They sent me an ID and everything. Said that her boyfriend stole all this money from her and everything. She told me her story. I sent her my platform because I was like, "Are you a creator?" She was sending me old pictures. They were, again, I could tell they were older pictures. Not really understanding. And she says, we didn't talk much. We did a lot. It was a lot over the phone, texting. When we did talk, she sounded like somebody I had spoke to that right before. An older Vietnamese lady, Chinese lady. She sounded, and I was like, and that's why I was like, again, I'm tapped in, but you benefited the doubt. And then, yeah. When I did finally speak to the lady, I said, how dare you? How can you... How do you think you can just take people's accounts and think all these things? And she was apologetic. She was... I mean... And then it's... See... I didn't realize until I started doing my research. Then it came up with, against the hacker that was, again, hacking into my accounts. They were using, said Bonnie Travis from California. Before I did anything, I started, and then again started cutting her off, because I was like, no, you're a fraud, you're fake. They were using Alexa Steele, her podcast. Now, when I started going and everything, that's when I realized they had my Facebook account due to a creator got upset or whatever the case is. She wanted to go to WhatsApp. WhatsApp's another back door. Now, I started noticing how they had all these accounts, and I got all the evidence. I was putting up the videos and everything. How they were using past deceased people's accounts
and how they're lying dormant, and how they're given all this access to creators. When I noticed that, well, I did all my research. That's when she was telling me, she kept on saying my colleagues, and then she made me a video. She sent the video when she made the video with her and Alexa Still, and I got it on my other page. I think it's I can't think of her name. Oh man, that's why I like writing certain things down. But they're going back and forth. It was Obama skit, and she was back and forth. She was like, and that was another way they were able to, when she sent it, well, I put it on my page and boom, and then it went to the Instagram. Or she was saying my colleagues. She kept on saying my colleagues. Then she didn't want to really talk. We talked briefly, but it was all AI. I knew already. There were certain things. I already did my research. You got to keep everything close to you. We're playing chess, not checkers. That's why you got to apologize, because not knowing if she's part of it, but again, people don't understand past lives. I already did the math. And I already explained it, so I'm not going to go into it too much. 4111. But I noticed how they had her account hacked on certain pages, on certain channels. But every confirmation with my dog, it was everything when I did the link up. And that's when I was like, man, they got my shit. They got everything. It took me a second, as she was saying, as far as you had to break your phone, because you couldn't get into none of the to the YouTube, you can't, to Google, nothing. You can't, and then it goes to the Chinese part. There's certain things that I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, this is kind of crazy, because when I started researching, that's when I noticed where everything was at, and how they had certain things, and I'm like, man, they spent all this money since 3, 4, 5 years ago. I was like, wow. Again, I'm like, okay, man, this is big. It's bigger than we understand it, but it's about national security, and that's what this is about. We're American citizens. I didn't realize, code, article, penal code 130, and then 230, but 130 is where, as it pertains to the internet. See, we don't have to say, when you're doing readings, you don't have to say entertainment purposes only. No, because this is where it's at. So now it's not about certain things. I started many channels, not doing readings, cooking channels, contracting channels. I know when they're still in my. It's not about. They can't take what's not theirs. It doesn't even matter, because it doesn't matter how much they steal. It's not for them. That's why when I started researching everything and started looking at the interviews that they were doing. No. See, when they got into my first somebody's drawing a blank though. When they got into my first remember, email backups and everything, email accounts. In that email account, I had all my pictures and everything that I was doing from behind the scenes and what I was creating. Remember my first page, Collective Healers. I was producing energy. There's a difference. How do you think they were able to produce what they were producing? Once they got in and seen how I was moving the lighting. See, I told you in the very beginning, it was about producing your passed on loved one. Showing you who I'm channeling. See, it was about, I'm able to see, now it's very simple, and I can't give away everything, and I'm not going to. But yes, I can produce your loved ones when I channel. I'm a medium, psychic medium, very tapped in. I work with energy. We're healers. Again, it's up to you. Now, 44 just passed across. Now, that's why when that lady that with the mason, whatever, it was all when she started to I didn't understand why would she turn around and lie on me. Sully my name, but oh my gosh, she was literally sullying my name, but she was saying it online. She took her videos down because I told her. She already knew who I was. She even said, "You're amazing." She's so very so in love with you. All these things. That's not. That's why I put out the video, because how are you? I helped you. 54, 44, 55, 40, 45, 44. When I helped, it took a lot for me to little money that I had a lot of money, but to help you get an Uber and everything, and then I channel for that Uber driver, and you turn around and you start to, because you're going to spiritual advisor's house, and you tell me, oh, what am I gonna do? Again, it's a ploy to make me feel sorry for you. That's fine. Once again, I do things from my heart, so it wasn't. That's why when a whole bunch of things were coming up, people don't understand about the energy, how real it is. I'm not a one of these fugazis. I'm the real deal. My tribe is real. We're that tapped in. We've done the work, and again, you need to watch out. And you need to be very careful when you start to accuse people. Everything's coming to the light. That's why they're doing all these things. That's why everything is happening. That's why my messages, I'm just loading them up because I got to make sure I got enough room. And that's it. Before you attack somebody, before you come at somebody, you better know who they are in spirit. It's not about the 3D realm. Remember, money is energy. They want to keep you in a lack mentality, lack mindset. I've been in this game for I don't know how long. Do you think I would come here and do you think I could come without knowing who I am and knowing what this is about? This ain't no joke. This ain't no, they say it's a game. It ain't no game. I had to know about the spell work. I had to know all that stuff. Yeah, I had to know people are attacking it. Yeah, you got to know how to put up send the ancestors out, send the people are spiritually in lack. That's why impersonating earth angels, but that's what you are, as an earth angel. But anyways, hopefully this helped you, and if you stayed this long, thank you to the people that have shared. Again, I know what's up. But we'll get to the next video, and until next time, we'll talk to you again.